What's going on? I'm the lone wolf, and we shall not go it alone. No, we're bringing everybody along for the ride. So strap in with me and listen to me. Today, happy Saturday to all. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah, please do that. But album review time. Kendrick Lamar, Compton's Own. Chicago-born Compton's Own is back with his fifth long-awaited album. Kendrick Lamar has really stamped himself as probably the best modern rapper of today's era. For those who know who he is, you already know what time it is. We're going to get into it. Talking the album. We're going to talk about, of course, my favorite cuts. We're going to talk about what I found enjoyable, what I felt could have been better. So let's go. So Kendrick Lamar releases Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Some critics say this album is being a success. It's being panned as a success. Some naysayers are saying that he went too far left. But this is my opinion. So while others are praising it, some are saying, yeah, this is not it. Kendrick Lamar is more than a rapper. This man is an author, parading around, and a poet, parading as a rapper. He's so much more. I don't know if the rapper title fits. I feel sometimes like I'm listening to a book, an audio book. In today's society, some are saying, well, he might go over people's heads. Well, I find this music to be very, very understandable. Or could it be because I write, because I draw, because I've understood deep poetry? I've written some deep pieces. Like, I really find it, off of the first listen, I was able to understand a lot of what he was saying. United in Grief, with the rock beat switch, the way he just expressed his pain, talked about for how many days he's been going through something. What a deep, poignant way to open the album. For me, I feel like the Kodak Black narrating the album, even popping up with a few verses, I thought that was a surprise. And I kind of wanted to know, would he bring in other modern MCs along with him? And not modern MCs, but we'll say people, after him. And Kodak Black is after him, so that would make, Kodak Black a somewhat up-and-coming artist, even though he's already been out and established. His love songs, they never sound similar, even if we could even call them that, because they're not traditional love, hip-hop, rap songs in a sense. Like if you take Loyalty with Rihanna, it's done in a non-traditional way. Even though it features Rihanna, it doesn't sound like anything that she's ever done. So if you take These Walls, which was produced by one of my favorite producers, Terrace Martin, that song doesn't even sound like anything he's ever done, like Love. So the song Die Hard, that's the closest we get to Kendrick, doing like straight out female catered content, and that's very jammable. I like that a lot. I found this album to just be very, very enjoyable for me. Nothing less than extraordinary. It's just another stamp on why he's so great. It's almost like he took his time for great reasoning, because he said at one point that he had 2 years worth of writer's block. Sometimes you just gotta sit as a writer and wait till you feel it, Other times you can just keep going and going and going. But I think if he would have just thrown out anything, well, quite possibly it wouldn't have been something that he loved. And you gotta love your own work before the world can see it. So you know, with that being said, you know, some of my favorite cuts on this album, I have to say the song he did with Summer Walker. I want to say it's called Purple Waters. I had written the track list out in front of me so that I could refer to it. Let's see. It's called, Purple Hearts. Purple Hearts with Summer Walker, and Ghostface Killer comes along with a surprise verse that I didn't even know he was part of the song until I heard him. Count Me Out is definitely fire. Silent Hill featuring Kodak Black, that's another fire joint. Auntie Diaries is just wow. That song just conceptually, he takes it to a whole nother level. Big fan also of We Cry Together. So indicative of so many relationships in the urban community. May ruffle a few feathers. Should be very selective about who you play that around, but that's another great song. Big fan also of Father Time, highly relatable, featuring Sampa, if I say that right. He is an artist who has previously worked with Drake. I like his music a lot. He has been kind of MIA, so I was glad to see him show up there. But the Father Time song is truly relatable. And so Kendrick layers this album sometimes, and he does this with a lot of his albums. It's so layered that the person that comes for instant gratification, they're gonna miss something. But I don't hold that against them, because as a hip-hop artist or as an artist in general, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to layer it. You know, if you don't want to layer your content, that's fine. But, you know, at the same token, you know, you risk the potential of camera jump. You risk the potential of your album or singles not, you know, lasting as long. And ultimately, I've seen a comment or two about replay value. But, you know, I don't, that's why I listen to the album before I start reading comments and checking posts and looking on Facebook and looking at YouTube and reading comments, because I don't want anybody to how can I put it, you know, influence my decision on what I feel about the album. You know, I want to be able to enjoy, you know, the album thoroughly on my own accord and make my own decision based off of how I feel about the album personally. I thought the album was really good, really well put together, especially conceptually. I don't know about the cohesiveness, like the way it was sequenced, but you know, it's really good for a guy that's been gone 5 years. You know, for somebody who's just getting their feet wet again in the album game. And this is his final album for TDE, so hopefully he won't take as long to put out more work going forward. Maybe he will not take another, you know, Cinco, another 5 years. But, you know, what I didn't find to be good, or things I felt he could have improved on, as the album got towards the end, as great as those songs were, Mother I Sober was excellent. And also shout out the song Crown. That was amazing. Very amazing. Somebody, you just, it's got a message. Such a brilliant message. But yeah, as the album got towards the end, I just found that, you know, it was really exceptional content. But it just, outside of the song with Tana Leon, which was what the hell was that song? Mr. Morale. That song has a hard bounce to it. It was really good, but I just felt like conclusion of the album missed just a touch, but I'm just really nitpicking because really I enjoy the album. Try not to let my bias stand in the way at all. But overall, great album. Really good to great album, I should say. Yeah, and I'm not gonna score it grade wise, but I will say that I felt this album, it was worth the wait. It really was. We know who Kendrick is at this point. He's above the streets. He's the first rapper for me to ever rise above the streets. Like, he didn't leave the streets. He didn't say forget the streets, but his content, the way he can flip stories, the way he can conceptually paint pictures, the way he can just be lyrically innovative, creative, he's on a whole different level, especially in terms of subject matter. That right there is a 9 alone. That's why I think the album is, nothing less than a 9. We don't speak on instant classics because I don't think it's even remotely time for that. But this album is a win-win in my eyes, and I'm not gonna be the person to say if people don't like it, it's because they don't listen or they can't understand it. But ultimately, everything isn't for everybody. He's already made albums for everybody. He's given people Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, and he's the rap artist that's gonna evolve no matter what. And this, to me, it's like To Pimp a Butterfly meets Damn in a way. So I feel like it's kind of in between those two, with a little bit of the Untitled album that he dropped. But going forward, man, it's interesting to see what he does, where he goes from here, whether he keeps working, whether he gets off into other projects. Tanner Leon, he's got a project. He's what's the name of his label? The PD Lang, I think it is. He's a really good artist. He's actually decent and to good. I like him over Baby Keem. Shout out Baby Keem. I think he had a nice little feature record on Kendrick's album. So to see Kendrick still pushing Baby Keem, I think that's all in the family. That's all is love. The Savor song, I really enjoyed it. It was an interlude and then it was a Savor track. So yeah, top 5 songs from the album. Die Hard, Father Time, We Cry Together, Silent Hill, Crown, and Swamp. Give me Auntie Diaries over Die Hard. And yeah, that's my top 5. But I really, I messes with most of this album. So yeah, songs I didn't like the most, I really don't have any. So that should let you guys know how good the album is. With that being said, man, thanks for watching. It's been a long video. Just wanted to review this Kendrick Lamar album. Talk to you guys about it. I'm a big hip-hop listener. Love hip-hop. Love all kinds of music, but grew up loving hip-hop first. So with that being said, look forward to more album reviews of all different kinds. But with that being said, again, this is the Lone Wolf, and I'm signing out. Peace over and out. Also, be sure to check out Hip Hop History Buff. That guy knows his stuff. He needs more people watching his channel as well. Even though I'm a small fish in the pond, just thought it would be good to shout out a guy who covers hip hop great. He does a great job at it. So I'm going to go wait for his review of Kendrick Lamar's album. And with that being said, I'm out of here. Peace.